Hi, I'm Chef Kris. I'm here at my restaurant Night Market Som in Venice, California. I'm here to show you our Night Market collab kit with Westholme Wagyu. We're going to be doing a Thai, Italian, Westholme Wagyu ribeye fried rice today. It really doesn't get much better than this. You know, fusion I feel like has gotten a bad rap, but I really love fusion food. Italian fusion stuff is something that that my dad used to talk about a lot. He, I guess, was just always really interested in like finding different sources of umami. So he'd always talk about, you know, like anchovies and Parmigiano and stuff like that, and how they can work in Thai food. And I thought he was kind of nuts. Later on, I started to play with it myself, and I thought, all right, it kind of makes sense. And I think in the application that we're doing today, it's sort of a really cool hack or shortcut to get to where we want to get, which is a really, really delicious dish without a ton of work. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ribeye and we're gonna grill it. Before we grill our meat, no matter what it is here at Night Market, I always like to put a little bit of a glaze on it so we get kind of a crust. Just two types of soy sauce. Thai soy sauce, kind of like a thin soy sauce, and then a black soy, which is thicker and has sugar. It's about equal parts. You know, the way we cook is really intuitive and, you know, you could say even like kind of rustic. We do a lot of it by eye. You know, it's really important to kind of see and understand that it's not a marinade. Like, we're not gonna let this sit. I have my grill fired up, so let's make our way over there and we can throw this on the grill. So anytime I'm cooking meat of any sort, I like it searing hot. We're not looking to cook it all the way through because we're gonna be cooking this again in the wok. So we're literally just gonna have this on for maybe a minute and a half. You put it on high heat and you just kind of leave it there until you flip it. There's not really too much process with this. I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna flip it. We just want kind of a little bit of color. Ribeye is probably one of my favorite cuts from Westholme. It's got the beefiness of all the really beefy cuts, you know, like culotte, which is also one of my favorites. But it's also just so fine, it's rich, it's really decadent, but it's not rich like other Wagyus. You know, it's its own thing, really. I'm gonna pull it off. Like I said, we do it all kind of by touch here. You know, it's still gonna be a little pink in the middle, and that's what we want. So we're gonna make our way back to the wok. We're gonna slice this up, and then we're gonna make our fried rice. So we're just gonna slice our steak into 1/2-inch strips. This is really about keeping it simple. I think this is really the way that chefs cook at home. It's the way that I cook at home. There's not a lot to it. It's raw in the middle, but that's okay because we're gonna cook it in the wok. All right, so we're gonna put this on our pan here. We're only gonna use a couple different seasonings here. The key to this dish really is this product that I use a lot at home. It's called Rosmarina sauce. It's a Calabrian chili pepper paste with some little salted ice fish in it. So almost like anchovy. You can have this in just the Wagyu. It would be really awesome. We're throwing in some fried rice, so it's an actual dish. But yeah, this stuff, this Calabrian chili paste is key. Another one of my secret weapon ingredients is the Golden Mountain seasoning sauce. It's a type of soy sauce that we have in Thailand. You know, it's always called seasoning sauce. It's different. It's got a rounder, kind of more umami flavor than straight up thin soy sauce, which is really salty. So we're gonna turn around here. We're gonna cook all of this in a wok, which is basically, this is our, you know, I keep saying secret weapon, but it seems like everywhere in our kitchen, because we like to keep it really simple, we don't have a lot of fancy gadgets or anything like that. We cook most of our stuff that's stir-fried in a wok. With the wok, we cook everything pretty much in like 2 to 3 minutes flat. So this is really, really fast cooking. So once you gather up all your stuff, that's really important because we're cooking on high heat. You have to have everything kind of ready to go so that you're not, you know, blasting the pan with a lot of heat, and then you're like, oh, I forgot something, let me go grab it, and then everything in the wok is burning. So we have everything ready to go. So I'm gonna put this to start. This is just like medium for us, but you can see it's already really high. So we're gonna put about quarter cup of olive oil. Try to coat the pan. And then we're gonna have chili paste ready to go. And so our first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna heat the chili paste in the pan. So I say about a half cup of this because we're not using a lot of different ingredients. We don't wanna skimp on them, you know? So we're gonna get that going. And then we're gonna cook our wagyu with the Calabrian chili. And so this is really the foundation of the flavor. We're getting beefiness, we're getting savoriness from the chili paste, which has a little ice fish in it. All right, so this is pretty much, I would say, medium rare at this point. We're gonna grab our rice, toss it in. What I like to do is push the meat to the top right here, and then get the rice kind of here on the bottom. All right, we're gonna put in some Golden Mountain sauce. It's about 4 or 5 tablespoons. Turn up the heat a little bit of sugar to balance out all the savoriness. You cook it basically until the rice is coated in all the seasonings. I'm gonna turn the heat off right now. I'm gonna add these really cool Italian cherry tomatoes that come out of a can. So we're working with all stuff today that's basically dry ingredients or shelf-stable stuff. Again, really keeping with that like keep it simple idea. You know, there's just probably a conception that chefs want to cook like the most crazy, complicated things, you know, when they go home. The truth is that this is how we want to cook. We want to cook it really simple, really fast with like less than 5 ingredients. So this is pretty much done. What I'm going to do, the heat's off right now. I'm going to throw in some Thai basil. Now, I just happen to have this here because we're at the restaurant. At home, I don't usually have this. I'll use like a little dried basil just from the jar, like from the supermarket. You can really feel the heat, really feel the chilies. My eyes are starting to water a little bit, but that means that we're on the right track, all right? So we're gonna plate this, and we have another like little secret weapon that we'll show you in a second. This I think is good for 2. I'm just gonna do 1 portion. So for those who have been to night market or you know other Thai restaurants, you might know a dish called pad ki mao, which is like a drunken noodle or a drunken stir fry. To me, this is kind of that dish. It has all the components of that, but it's just, I think it's cooler. So one way to make it even better is if you have a block of parm, you just grate a little bit on top. And this kind of completes that Thai-Italian fusion that my dad was always talking about. So this is Westholme Wagyu, night market, collab, ribeye, pad ki mao, fried rice, Thai-Italian fusion.